theory territory. Hi, I'm Kitty Monk. I'm here to talk to you about the Owl House, or more specifically, my predictions for Part 2B. It's almost here, guys, and I cannot wait. This is so exciting. And yes, if I find a topic interesting, I will make a video on it. I kind of have one planned for King. Now, originally, I was going to discuss the trailer, but we keep getting new information every day. And unlike most YouTubers, I don't have the time to churn out multiple videos on a daily basis. I guess considering everything we have, I can give my theories, and we'll go over them one by one. Sound good? Okay, let's discuss. Starting with theory number 1, King's true father.
Don't listen to her, Francois. My dad won't be like that.
Right. Your mysterious father, who didn't even stick around to watch you hatch.
In the episode Ida's Requiem, King wins a contest and gets to broadcast a message across the Boiling Isles, where he says he wishes to change his name to King Clawthorn and implicitly let Ida adopt him as her son. One of the people who catches this is a demon that seems to resemble a grown-up version of King. A few episodes later, the demon talks to Hooty and requests that he give King a letter.
When you see this finds its way to King Clawthorn,
in Hooty's confusion, he eats it.
Oh my gosh, a bug! Whoopsie! Hope that was junk mail!
We all know he's gonna puke that up sometime soon. From what we can see in the trailer, I think it's obvious that King will interact with this demon. Just to get this out of the way, I don't think the demon in question is King's father. Maybe a messenger, uncle, somebody who knows where he can find his father, but not the father himself. It seems way too convenient. And if he wanted to see his son, why didn't he just ask Hooty, excuse me, where can I find King Clawthorn? Maybe they'll be doing something inane, and then Hooty coughs up the letter. What will it say? King, you're not the last of your kind. There's more of us. Here's where we are. Go to us now. So Luce, King, and possibly Lilith and or Ida go to meet these people. But who would they be? Well, I'm guessing the situation is similar to V's, where they knew something about magic or about Bellows, so he had them wiped out or forced them into hiding. For whatever reason, they had to leave King behind and meant to come back for him later, so they made sure he had protection. The Owl House does like to take cues from Avatar, so I'm guessing the episode will be their take on Balto of the Water Tribe. They will ask King to stay, and he feels conflicted. But in the end, he makes a heartfelt decision to go back to Ida, as she was the woman who raised him. Hey, it doesn't mean he can't go visit them. Plus, I don't think this adventure will be one-off. I can see them fighting Bellows. Now let's move on to another slightly more hopeful theory. Theory 2, Luce and Amity will not break up.
You chose to stay there? Were you trying to live out some witch fantasy? Did you hate living with me that much?
In the season 2A finale, Yesterday's Lie, Luce finally gets to talk to Camilla. Since Luce doesn't have enough time to explain, I'm safe and I'm flourishing, there's no need to worry, Camilla makes Luce promise to stay in Connecticut when she has a working portal, to which Luce reluctantly agrees.
Promise me, Luce, please.
Okay, Mom. I promise.
When Luce returns home, she feels conflicted. Now, there'll come a point where she has to say goodbye to the life she's made, to her found family. One theory that's been floating around is that, in preparation for her eventual return, Luce will start to close herself off, even breaking up with Amity to spare her the heartbreak. Cool fanfic idea, but no, this isn't gonna happen. I don't think Luce and Amity will break up. It's overdone at this point, and they just got together. I could see situations similar to Full Disclosure, where Luce tries to distance herself only for the two to talk it out. Amity could be like, well, let's make the most out of our time while we still have it. While we're on the subject of the portal, I guess I can discuss my idea of endgame. Let's be honest, Luce will not have to say goodbye to the Boiling Isles forever. Like I said above, Luce had no time to explain to Camilla she was alright. I think there will come a point where Camilla somehow meets the Boiling Isles team, likely in one of the specials. Maybe she would be thankful for Ida, but also resent she did put Luce in danger more than once. But with Lumity, that would be the thing that would change her mind. We know that Camilla doesn't hate Luce. She just wanted her daughter to make friends.
Do you have any friends? Real ones. Not imagined or drawn or reptilian.
Which isn't an abusive trait, but I still had to make a whole video. Lumity would be the biggest sign to Camilla that Luce is better off on the Boiling Isles. I'm guessing after all is said and done, Luce will either have to stay in Connecticut, but be allowed to go back whenever she wants, or during the summer or weekends, or Luce stays with Ida permanently, while V takes over her life, visiting Connecticut from time to time. Now, back onto the home front. Number 3, everybody will have to join a coven.
The larger your coven, lands grow, the more power we have to unite our realms, where the worthy shall inherit a utopia free of wild magic.
In Hunting Palisman, we get Belos' plan for the Day of Unity, and part of that plan involves increasing the number of Coven members. So the more people he's able to control, the better. And as he mentions, one goal is to destroy wild magic. Technically speaking, any witch who isn't in a Coven is practicing wild magic, including Gus, Amity, and Willow. I feel like in preparation, he will force the Hexite students to join Covens. Maybe they'd still be in school, but their futures would already be predetermined. The question now becomes, who would join which Coven? Would Willow or Scar and Vasha? It's obvious. I am very interested to see what path the detention students would take. Bump let them pick multiple tracks. Belos isn't as lenient. As for Amity, I am a little conflicted. First off, there is the Emperor's Coven. Maybe she would be offered a spot, as she has high grades, and this would mean Luce would lose an ally. On the other hand, her parents are helping out the Emperor already, so maybe her getting rejected would be a form of punishment. You funded a private army? Your precious golden child will not get to join our ranks. While Odalia and Alador would panic, to Amity, this wouldn't be a problem, considering everything Belos and his goons have done. Again, I really don't know. I could see her joining the Abomination Coven instead, but I can also see her becoming a wild witch, much like Ida. One theory I had was Gus would be offered the spot instead. He's a master illusionist, a child prodigy, and one of Luce's friends, so that could be one way for Belos to get back at her. I doubt it'll happen, but hey, it's always fun to wonder. Then there's also Luce, and the question of, can she join a Coven? She's human and she uses glyph magic. That could be one form of wild magic. Maybe it would make Luce a criminal. Maybe Bump has to kick her out of school again. Who knows? Well, time for another letdown. Number 4. Hunter will complete his purpose.
Everyone has a use, Hunter. Well, the Titan has big plans for you, and it would be such a hassle to find a replacement.
Look, I hate to break it to you guys, but I can totally see Hunter doing what Belos wants. Being conflicted, yes, but still doing it. Hunter is a Zuko XP, and despite all the kindness Team Avatar and Uncle Iroh showed him, this wasn't enough for him to leave Azula and Ozai until the eclipse. We know from the press release that there's gonna be an episode all about Hunter meeting the Hexite students, on top of Willow doing Grudgby. Maybe, not knowing who he is, they treat him with kindness, and he seems to like the idea of having friends and doing normal things. Only for them to find out he's Belos' nephew, and for him to remember the mission, and then get thrown out of Hexside. Sorry, but there isn't really much to say here. I guess his job is to act as barrier maiden. Like, if it isn't for him, then the plan can't happen. With that out of the way, let's move on to my next point, which does heavily relate to this. Number 5, the Day of Unity will succeed.
The Emperor needs you alive and well for the Day of Unity. But until then, night-night.
Don't worry, I'm not leaving this video on a low note, but I really think the Day of Unity will go off without a hitch. It's what the show's been building up to, and we have those 3 specials coming up. However, I don't think they'll totally succeed. Maybe Luce prevents something, or Belos didn't have the right calculations, so it only really merges Bonesborough and Luce's hometown. Or the spell is only temporary, so the specials will focus on Luce and Co. trying to undo the effects, or Belos trying to finish what he started. This will keep the action with the main characters, and it can act as a chance for Camilla to meet Ida. Plus, this is pretty similar to what Gravity Falls did. In that show, Bill did succeed in destroying the Rift and unleashing Weird Mageddon. However, Gravity Falls has a shield of weirdness. This contained the madness to the town, and it forced Bill to work smarter, not harder. I know it's wrong to compare shows, but it's pretty obvious the Owl House takes cues from Gravity Falls. And now, I can get to my final theory. Number 6, there will be a civil war amongst the Coven leaders.
Rain whispers. You'll regret what you did to my cloak!
And your treachery, whatever.
I am not the first person to make this theory, but I do subscribe to it. Basically, either certain Coven leaders will rebel against Belos, or there's some that already have. But unlike Rain, they're much smarter about it. In Ida's Requiem, we meet Rain Whispers, and we learn that they are the leader of the Bats, a group of Bard members who protest the Day of Unity. But I doubt they're the only Coven leader who disagrees with the Day of Unity. We know that Eber and Darius agree with it, or at least they're just doing their jobs. Maybe other Coven leaders are similar, or they do what Belos says, and then they find out what he did to Rain, and that changes their minds. I still think Belos will kidnap Lilith to use her. She might not have magic, but she still has her brand. Hunter's role is to be an ingredient. I said it above. The Day of Unity will happen, but I could see other Coven leaders trying to stop it, or thanks to them, they mitigate the effects. So there you have it. Who knows, I could be wrong, but it's fun to wonder. Anyway, what are your thoughts? Comment down below.